Сьогодні ти знову написала, що тобі страшно. І я знову попрошу. Ні, сьогодні я накажу відставити боятись. Погладь за мене бармале і спокійно лягай спати. До речі, як там у Русі в школі? Скажи тату берегти серце і обійняти маму. І взагалі, давайте усміхатися. В вашій силі краса. Допомагайте один одному і виручайте. Цілуйте любимих. Святкуйте свою свободу. Ви за нашими спинами. Ось такі теж надійні, не ховаєтеся, прикриваєте нас із тилу. Зробіть так, щоб ми пишалися вами. І ми повернемось. Повернемось і будемо жити.
A lot of people look at us as robots who are just out doing a job, but everything we see and do affects us just like it does everybody else.
A lot of problems with first responders and veterans is that now we're in a battlefield that's very different.
I've lost more friends to suicide than I did in combat, and it really hurts.
When you push the human envelope to those maximum extents, physically, psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually, and then you pull that plug, nothing prepares you for the silence. Nothing prepares you for that void.
You can't come that close to death without it having some effect on you.
I'll never forget my wife telling me, you know, you're not the same Brett that I married.
What War Horses does is it puts you in that environment to, in essence, look in the mirror. But that mirror's that horse. And that horse is going to tell you where you're at.
You got to relax. You got to calm down. You got to slow your mind down and just think about this one thing, controlling that horse.
The first thing we do before we get on a horse, we breathe. Let go of everything. Let go of everything in your head. If I don't let go of everything, I cannot be present with the horse.
It's magic. I just started crying. It was the first time in my life that I literally let everything go.
Compassion, generosity, love. All of these things trickle back into what it is to be a human being.
It's completely changed me.
All the confidence I had lost, it started coming back working with these horses. They've given me my life back.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Do you ever have one of those moments where you think, how the hell did I get here? Jeez, what happened to me? I was ruling the galaxy, had a cherry new battle station. I mean, this place had an omelet bar, a straight-up omelet bar. And now look, my former interns tossing me down a bottomless freaking pit. You know, come to think of it, my whole life has been a series of what the moments. That was my out.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
Yeah, you said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Break 'em off some. Yeah. Broadcasting live from the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence this 1 April 2024 in the year of our dumpster fire. Wait. We had a lot of dumpster fire last time. That was the COVID dumpster fire. What did we say that was again? I think it was kiosk, right? In the year of our kiosks.
Yeah, kiosk.
In the year of our kiosks, this is WTF Nation Radio's Monday edition, broadcasting on News already been moments, and also WTF Nation Radio on all the other sites that we have. 2 Facebook pages. I gotta make sure we're live on all of them. I think we are. Gotta make sure. 2 Facebook pages, 2 YouTube pages, and of course a Twitter, also known as the X. Sup, everybody in the chats.
Yeah, maximum reach for our maximum propaganda.
Ooh, can we say that? Because I know people get mad when we say that we do propaganda, because people can say we do propaganda because propaganda, propaganda of excellence and propaganda. So
Take a propaganda then boobies.
Ooh, yeah. Propaganding them boobies. How about that? There's nothing wrong with propaganda boobies and boobies. There's probably wrong. There is nothing wrong. Where's my booty cap? Oh, yeah. You know what? I think I'll wear my booty cap for Sergeant's time. However, I have a plethora of different types of booty caps to wear. I could wear DCU. I could wear Woodland Camo. I can wear the new one, the Operational Combat Pattern ACU one. So it's not propaganda. Oh, God. You know what pisses me off? And you speak about propaganda and PSYOP and all that. You know, I should have gone into the fucking propaganda grift myself. I should have just went out and fucking started just marketing the Ghost and started doing all this other shit. Started making like the Ghost Company or the Ghost Coffee, Ghost Coffee, Ghost fucking whatever. I wish there should have been some propaganda of I should have cashed in. I should have cashed in with my experiences.
You could have Psy-Octane. High caffeine coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Psy-Octane. Yeah, everything would be a Psy-Op, a PSY in front of it. So it would be like Psy-Octane or something like that. Yeah, exactly. So, but for some reason, I just felt like it's a Ghost Pepper. Yeah, hell yeah. There is, exactly that. There is no trademark on the Ghost emblem. However, I just feel cringy. I just feel like, those other fuckers that do it, the other fuckers that think they're the experts in PSYOP, like, I'll say it. I feel like today should be a spicy Monday, just like General Flynn. He's the guy that cries. He cries all the time about freedom of speech. But as soon as somebody posts something bad about him, he'll be the first motherfucker to sue somebody.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, he's like, whoa. And yeah, name your coffee. You don't want this coffee. So it just pisses me off when I see because we're going to be on a freedom of speech, kind of like First Amendment type thing, freedom of religion type thing today. Cletus, that's right. William Wallace needs to come back on the fucking line, dude. He just disappeared. There's a guy, William Wallace, who was a listener on U.S. Army WTF, and we were joking around. We were drunk. I mean, it was one of our drunk shows. We were just bullshitting around. It was back in the day when Facebook didn't just ban us for everything.
Right.
And we April Fool's propaganda. April Fool's propaganda. Yeah. So we were shit talking and stuff like that. And William Wallace came in there. He was a listener, and he started talking about we need to come up with a beer. Like, we need to come up with this. And we were talking about rednecks and everyone's named Cletus.
Yeah.
And we just started calling. He just came up with all these ideas, and it's been fucking crazy. Oh, hey, what's up, U.S. Army memes? Good to see you. Specifically,
Psy-Hops.
Yes, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It was
yeah.
Wait, it was just Psy-Hops. Ooh, that's a good one too. Everything. Oh yeah, might as well. So it was crazy as shit. So, anyways, he came up because one of our staff members' mom, Amy, had her dog Cletus died, and so we were gonna have like a celebration, beer made, and it was gonna be called Three Cletus. Because you had the dog named Cletus, your uncle named Cletus, and your dad named Cletus, right? So it was fucking hilarious. It was gonna be and then William Wallace was like, yeah, we'll get back, and he never got back for us to kind of like to market that or something like that. But going back on the cringeness.
Yeah, cringeness.
The cringeness of my psychological operations background, it kind of pisses me off sometimes that I look back and go, man, should I have done that? Man, it's like cringy because it's kind of like the soft bros and also Death Wish coffee is pretty good. I'm drinking today. This week's blend is, and you guys catch me off there, but I'm drinking Stocking Milk coffee, and a Wig Splitter is my favorite. What I do is I mix Wig Splitter with a little bit of their almond and vanilla coffee blend to get it like that. I'm not saying it's a foo-foo. Hi, it's time for me to get some good coffee there.
That sounds like it tastes like visibility.
Ooh, visibility. We'll be talking about. What's up, David? You're new here. Well, welcome to U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio's Monday edition.
Yes, sir.
Broadcasting 6 shows a week at 2000 Eastern Standard Time on 2 platforms on Facebook, 2 platforms on YouTube, and on the X app. So pick the one you want to get on. And some people don't like Facebook anyway. So yeah, exactly that. Noel, a logger Cletus. Yeah. So again, it just feels really cringy for me. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe just, I don't know. It's just cringy. It just cringe. They're like, well, but you got a ghost ball cap on. You got ghosts behind you. You were, yeah. I mean, I was part of the PSYOP regiment, and I just for some reason, like again, that's just like that. This is a PSYOP. Everything's a PSYOP. Because of PSYOP and PSYOP, everybody's a PSYOP. This is a PSYOP of a PSYOP that you're doing for PSYOP. And I'm thinking...
Well, I would imagine it falls into your general mindset of how we've talked about and viewed people that specifically cash in on a certain background specifically for some type of clout or monetary gain. As opposed to, there's nothing about being proud of what you've done, where you came from, where you worked.
Of course.
And also, it's okay, in my opinion, to use that if it gives you an advantage. Hey, I was a veteran, that give me a better standing for X, Y, or Z. But that's different than basing your entire personality and income stream on the fact that one time you were, or for whatever period of time, this was your job. Right. It's a very different thing.
Yeah, exactly that. Pips. Pip said, usually what he said, this isn't a podcast, this is a PSYOP. PSYOPception. Not inception, not deception, PSYOPsession. It blows me away because, again, I keep going back to the people that grift off it. I mean, is it a grift on capital? Like, for instance, there's artillery individuals. There's, and we'll back to U.S. Army memes. We'll get back to you in a second about that, about the Facebook and IG stuff. But is it at what point does it not become a grift and it becomes cringy and it becomes like a balance? Use the balance of the force type thing where you're not too pushy about it.
Blatant exploitation. When you become really bad at it becoming just I don't know. I think when it's a blatant exploitation is when the cringiness comes in. Yeah,
I don't want to sound like a fucking, because we're going to go on this next topic here. I don't want to sound too cringy about putting stuff in people's faces, but it's almost like you're pushing it. It's like,
yeah,
it's just like, it got to the point to where some brands of what they do gets cringy or not cringy, or it gets too big or not too big or whatever.
Right.
I'll admit, U.S. Army W.T.F Moments got it as big as it did unexpectedly fast. It got really big fast. And again, it's everybody who was part of, pick your career field.
Coast Guard
that are admins. Yeah, exactly that. They're admins. You got Coast Guard, we got Marines, we got retired, we have warrants, we have intel. I mean, the gamut runs. We have SOF, we have leg infantry, the guys that didn't go to jump school. And so there's a really good swath of whatever, to the point to where now we went to, okay, now we're at this point. That's why everyone says like, well, you were soft. You could talk about soft stuff and soft stuff. Well, I'm even kind of like neglecting the rest of the Army, and due to the fact that we are U.S. Army WTF Moments, not U.S. Army Special Operations Command WTF Moments. Although they need their own fucking page, they do need their own shit. But it's always, those meme pages are always bashing other pages but themselves. They're not really bashing. They're not. And again, It's that balance. I really feel cringy. Like every time I see somebody with a ghost emblem that are like propping it up, hey, I like that ghost shit. Hey, pretty fucking cool, dude. That's awesome. You appreciate it also. But then when you start seeing the ghost emblem being used, like I'll say it again, like General Flynn, and I'm like, bro, I mean, you weren't even PSYOP, you were Intel. And as a matter of fact, you hated PSYOP when you were in JSOC. That's what blows me away. It's like you were saying about the clout grabbing. Yeah. It's like, bro, you're not Terminal Lance used to keep it in-house. See, that's the thing. Hey, what's up, Happy Captain? We have EOD. Well, see, that's another thing too. Is like EOD, PSYOP, and Civil Affairs. They've been kind of quiet lately throughout the entire GWOT because the grunts, the artillerists, all those specific 101st, 82nd, they've all been like grabbing the limelight. Well, now that the GWOT's down, and now we're starting to see, and I'll say it, now we're starting to see the relevance of what they're not doing anymore. I'm speaking specifically to everybody else except for the Eaches like EOD, PSYOP, and Civil Affairs. It's now a relevance hunt. It's now people are just grabbing for, I'm still in the fight. Like, for instance, I had some friends of mine way back in the day did a proof of concept for drones and drone warfare. Bro, we got laughed at. We got told that, it'll never happen. Yeah, you're not gonna, whatever. Drones aren't the future. This is not, whatever. And the next thing you know, the war in Ukraine kicks off. Russia invades Ukraine, and then, now all of a sudden, all these podcasters, all these fucking head nodders that are at these fucking different, because everybody knows that, drone warfare, although it's not completely replacing the specific branches of what we have here with our fires and our integration with our,
It's a larger equivalent of that one douchebag that dropped out of Buds, but then still tells everyone he was a SEAL. It's the same fucking equivalent.
Are you talking about Dan Bilzerian? Are we talking about
anyone specific? I've known multiple guys in my life like this. Like, I was a SEAL. It's like, motherfucker, you didn't get through Buds.
Yeah. Exactly. Now there was a time in my military past, and it's gonna get, as of course that I move further away from my retirement day and my time. There are friends that are now they're out themselves that want to talk about their story of different events that happened when I was, deployed, and now they want me to talk about it. Hey man, you need to come on, let me talk about this podcast. I'm like, are we authorized to talk about it still? Can we still talk about what we did back in the day, or is it okay? And we'll be good. You'll be all right. And then the next thing you know, I hear a friend of mine getting busted for, not getting busted, but having problems publishing their book because it's not past their foreign disclosure or whatever. So yeah, we'll always be playing catch up. Yeah, exactly that. SX is losing internet connections again. What's going on? Are we losing connections? What? When you guys put comments in there like that, it makes me fucking look to say, are we losing connection? Are we not broadcasting? Let me see. Hi, this is U.S. Army W.T.F.
Still talk about what we did back in the day, or
see, are we not broadcasting? I'm here. We're still broadcasting. I see it. Yep. SS. What are you talking about? S6. Justin Brooks says it's EOD is over glorified 12 Bravo. I see. That's the thing, man. Facebook is about 10 seconds ahead of X. Well, you know who's more closer to than the broadcast? Or YouTube. Usually when I see somebody broadcast doing some stuff on YouTube, the YouTube pages, U.S. Army WTF Moments or WTF Nation Radio's YouTube pages, it's a little bit bigger push. But also we broadcast using a different streaming service that has a little bit of delay. But anyways, so it just makes me laugh when I see all this cringe. Like we got politicians that are cringe. Dude, I'm gonna tell you what, this is fucking cringe. Ultimate in fucking cringe. Don't be campaigning in your uniform.
Right?
I cannot fucking stand. It drives me up the fucking wall. It's also a violation of ethics. I mean, there's a lot of policies involved that you look bad. And also, going back to that cringe again, could you imagine if I would have fucking run for office and I started using all the PSYOP stuff out? I'd never get elected because people would be, I don't know, maybe I would get elected. I'd be getting so much shit. Yeah, exactly.
You should start doing the show in your old uniforms, man. I
should do that, huh? I should just go ahead and put my uniforms on and start start whatever.
It gives you more believability.
Some people
Like, I don't believe anything you say, but if you have a uniform, I listen to every goddamn word. I would just sit here and nod, agree.
That does have some credibility, doesn't it? I mean, people are like, well, you know, this uniform here. Now we're talking about this Marine that's running against Lauren Boebert. We'll get to these are real quick monologue stuff, anyways, because we're gonna get some other shit on there. No recordings from Arlington. Oh, that fucking guy. Yeah, I see everyone's talking about. So there's a guy. His name is Ike McCorkle.
Okay,
is a Purple Heart recipient. See, remember what I was telling you about capitalizing on soft, right?
Right.
So he's a Purple Heart recipient. Which you know, I don't give a fuck. You know, good job. I fucking people. We got members on our team that have Purple Hearts, and you know, it's cool. It's cool. But he's running against Lauren Boebert, and so he literally posted a cringe picture of himself next to Stick Shift, and it was fucking just like, bro, look, everyone's like, oh, he's a Purple Heart recipient. He's a Marine Force Recon veteran. He's running for office in Congress in Colorado's 4th district. He's a Democrat. Oh, look at that. Now, if I should let me show you. As a matter of fact, let me pull this up. Let me show you his picture.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ!
Isn't that some fucking cringerific? I mean, that's. Hey, he's like, hey,
Like,
hey, I'm ready for office. Here we go. Hey, help Ike McCorkle defeat Lauren Boebert in Colorado.
Right.
It looks like he's about ready to sell you a fucking. He's like going to sell you a fucking car at a dealership outside the fucking outside an installation at 20% APR.
And that picture of her looks like her fucking arm's getting tired, so she's saying some dirty shit just to go to finish.
Exactly that. See, it's always a purposeful. I think personally, a purposeful post that they do. And again, going back again to the pay attention, because all these little keywords that I'm saying here, it's a psyop. And it's freaking just, they pick these pictures of other their opponents, and in the most, like, what they do is they'll go like, okay, let's go through frame by frame and find the most ugliest still that we can find in the video, and then all right, let's use that, and then there we go. There's fucking Lauren Boebert looking like she's, you know, give it to me, you know, whatever. I mean, whatever. Which is funny, because if I say that about Lauren Boebert, people are going to get chuckles and laughs and all that stuff. But when I say that about a woman Democrat candidate, which I have yet to find any of them that look like I would, maybe AOC, I guess. If somebody did that with AOC's face, me and Massey would be making the same comment. So it's not like we're not, you know.
All I'm saying is I would take a hand job in a theater from either one of those two. That's all I'm saying.
Wow, there we go.
Yeah,
no,
I'm progressive. God damn it,
you're progressive. So we have. He says that he pours his milk before his cereal.
Oh, that's
yeah. We have a veteran in office here in Texas, and it ain't all that. Someone can get their vet, bro. We don't want him. Oh yeah, see, the campaign looks like a Saturday Night Live promotion. Yeah, exactly that, Josiah. Hey, I'm here to give you you want to buy this brand new car that's charging this Challenger for only 30% NPR. There's a private. We finance you one and up. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Hey, don't let those alphas trap you, man. With or without the gloves, exactly that. So again, it's always. But again, look at that shit. Look how fucking cringy that shit looks. It's
horrible.
Yeah. Just don't do it in fucking uniform. I will blast. It doesn't matter. I will blast either. I have to be careful how I say this. I will put on blast.
There you go.
I will put on blast any governor or every government candidate or politician who's running for office that does this shit in uniform. We did that when fucking that one guy was running against who was it in Arizona? Anyways, he was wearing his fucking combat shirt and he was wearing a fucking plate carrier, and he was looking like an ass.
Yeah,
it looked like he borrowed my kids' clothes and shit. That's how fucking tight he was wearing and stuff. But anyways, so it doesn't matter. We will we're bipartisan. I think we reach across the aisle when it comes to some of our shit posting. So, but he's not wearing a long sleeve shirt enough. Just looks off. Hey, what's up, Eric? Okay. We're gonna get to the topic here.
All right.
How was your Easter?
Man, so good. I felt very seen. Spent a lot of good quality time with Jesus. It was good. It was a good time.
Jesus or fucking Jesus? Okay.
Yeah.
Now when we talk about, what was it, deception and whatever, and psyop session, the best part of the psyop is you'll believe you're in a psyop, except that's not the psyop you're actually in, but the psyop where we want you to think you're in a psyop. But anyways,
well said.
What happened this Easter? All over the fucking news. And it was all over fucking social media, all over the web, about the celebration of the Trans Day of Visibility and Easter, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know there was a Trans Day of Visibility. I did not. I did not know that. And if I did, I didn't think that it needed to be a proclamation from our administration on the day where most Christians, or I should say a lot of fucking Christians, would be celebrating the rise of the Savior on Easter. Yep. Whatever you believe in, whatever your religious connotation is. Since when is your co-host that kid from Jeremiah? Your girl grown up, he looks to CQ's breaking balls.
CQ.
Yeah,
I know.
CQ loves you though.
It's because he's feeling spicy after being seen yesterday.
So all over social media, all over this administration posted the Trans Day of Availability. Now, am I going to say that it's not important? Of course, it's important. Of course, all groups that are not, normally not identified or whatever, or given visibility, I think it's important that they have visibility. I, of the Latino communication, like to say, or communication, fucking congregation. I meant to say congregation. I believe that, my representation is threatened every time any of those fucks use Latinx or Latinx or Latinx. I just think
I haven't heard that one.
I've heard them all, bro. If it's like, and usually it's somebody who is not of the same, brownish skin color tone. Now, of course, I did not receive the brown side of the family. However, if you look at a family photo, you will see two white people, me and my mom, and everybody else looking like Danny Trejo. Now that's how. that's how. Now, if you look at some of my pictures, and you look at some of my grandmother's pictures from my Mexican side, then you could say, oh yeah, you just didn't literally just you just need a tan, and you could see that. As far as and as well as my grandfather too. So it's funny. It's just like when I say, oh yeah, well that's not cool because that's not Latinx or whatever, and then of course some. White liberal woman with an internet connection will come up and say, well, representation is important for blah, 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 blah. Bro, you can't even, you're talking to a Mexican. You're not talking to, So do I think that the timing was kind of like on fucking purpose a little bit? Yeah. I could kind of say, yeah. I could kind of say that. And here's my tinfoil. Here's my tinfoil. I should sound like Alex Jones, but we don't like him either. But we like to troll his ass because now he's on X. I might as well just fucking talk shit. But
yeah.
But I think intentionally, I think it was to show that day celebrated first, which I didn't see anything because I looked immediately on the Twitters and looked on Facebook, and I saw that day first before I saw the Easter post. They did an Easter post too, and so I think, and this is me, I fucking think that. It was a test to see the division of the country and it go back and forth to see, see whatever. Not spiting the fact that not spiting, I don't know, several million, almost a billion fucking Christians out there that celebrate fucking Easter on, Easter Sunday. Again, I didn't know. I'm just saying, I did not know at all that there was a day of visibility for the trans community. I didn't know at all. I literally did not know. However, I do think that the timing of it and the way they've done it should have done a little bit more class. And it almost seemed like the intern, and I did post this before, that the intern looked at all the days that fell on March 31st to celebrate everything but Easter.
Mm-hmm.
Like Cesar Chavez Day.
Yeah.
Cesar Chavez Day, I'm going to tell you what. Yeah, exactly. I can't wait for Alex Jones' head to explode from his own beer. Exactly that. Alex Jones, man, he's a running contradiction with a tinfoil, man. He runs in his house with tinfoil scissors. He wears tinfoil condoms. Is he gonna get mad at me because I'm sitting there just trashing him on there? Same thing with General Flynn. Am I gonna get sued from him too because I'm bringing up military experience of how he was in the military as opposed to because there were no fans of Flynn in the PSYOP community, and now he's all flexing the fucking ghost patch and shit and talking about propaganda and PSYOP. And
all I know is I
5G
saw the release. I clutched my rosary pearls and I immediately ordered a Trump Bible to make things right. That's all I know. That's how I dealt with this.
Oh my God. So that's another thing too. Jade's got a good point. Hey, it's widely shown across the media. Media that day was not chosen by the administration, just a bad coincidence, which is what I'm saying. I didn't know. It's just a bad coincidence.
When it was announced, like the whole, that's a huge platform to throw that shit out.
Right, exactly. And I'm agreeing with you. It really is just a bad coincidence because again, Easter falls on different times of the year. So the fact that it fell on that day, coincidentally on Easter, that he decided to fucking announce it, then I'm kind of like, okay,
yeah,
I guess we're, Georgina Sorwell was a gangster, yeah, okay.
But I enjoy it just because I equally dislike certain facets of the trans group just as much as I dislike certain members of the loud trans side and the loud Christian side. So the fury that went between, I enjoyed that train wreck.
See, that's what I'm saying. I honestly think, and here's my tinfoil. I honestly think that it was done on purpose to see the divisiveness, to see it go back and forth. I really don't think when it comes to specific groups, this administration gives two fucks of either, but using us as pawns, whether it be the Latino community, the trans community, the black community, the Asian community. I think a lot of it is like, it's like, let's see what happens when we do this. And the next thing you know, it's like, whatever. Now, with it being the National, Day of Trans, visibility, fucking A. I literally did not know that was an event, but to do it more so a bigger hype than Easter, specifically since the president's supposed to be a practicing Catholic, then I would think that, I think you fucked it up. I think you should have waited probably a little bit later, to the later the day to talk about it and all that. Again, it was just like Jay said, it was fucking bad timing. And that was it. Again, because the representation of our union, that being our society and our country, it's a mixed bag. Comes with everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's like, okay, now I was bringing it up to some friends in my sense of humor. So I decided to say, what's the next holiday that's coming up that would coincide with a national day of something? April 10th is Eid al-Fitr, which is the end of Ramadan.
Okay.
And that day is, how do I say this? That day also, April 10th, also falls on National Farm Animals Day.
I like it.
So that's the thing. When it comes to pissing off Christians, when it comes to pissing off specific groups, everyone's real quick to it. The whole line of fucking communications that you see on fucking the timelines of pick your social media platform.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get like, gotcha. Don't. Okay, there we go. Then how come you do it specifically more to the Christians, or why don't you bring an understanding? Again, it's that bipartisanship. Now, I'm not a very, as you can see, I'm not a very heavily practiced religion person, anyways. Myself, I don't, Catholicism or Christian or Muslim, Hindu, whatever you want to call it. Everyone's respect to their fucking religions. Hey, that's their respect to their religions.
Right.
It's
because the worst thing the Christian extremists are going to do is maybe blow up a couple abortion clinics, right? As opposed to if you get the Muslim extremists are more likely to go after a monument or a large building, and the Christian extremists, they're a little easier to maintain, right? They're easier to handle. They bomb a couple abortion clinics, make some teenage girls feel really bad about themselves, and protest some funerals, and that's about the worst you got to worry about, those assholes.
Yeah, but again, speaking of assholes, there's assholes in each sect. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, that's what I'm saying. The extremists on
exactly. Yeah, everyone. I mean,
from one.
Right. Well, when you make the argument that there's bad fringe on either side, immediately everybody comes out of the fucking woodwork to defend their fringe.
Yeah,
and like you were just saying about Trump Bibles, fucking for real. Are you fucking for real? How could you sit there and say that the trans community is very cultish when you got the candidate that you're going to fucking elect walking around with, Lee Greenwood Bibles? Get you a Trump Bible? Yeah, or at least I know JC. Won't forget, the Savior who died, whatever. Right. But still, you can't push off. You can't come off on one moment and say, that's right. The left has the trans community and they're doing this on Easter and blah, 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 blah. And that's right. That's right. And you're like, yeah, that's right. And then you say, so why the fuck is somebody putting, why is somebody putting the American flag and their name on the word of God? Why would you do that? Why you're not really, like you said, you're not really helping your fucking cause out.
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of pastors and priests that are actually going to stop fucking kids to write a strongly worded letter to their fucking senators over this shit. that's saying something.
Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. Why? Why do we have to get? It goes back to the cringe in uniform.
I know.
I don't give a fuck about a Trump toothbrush. I don't give a fuck about my Trump Bible. I don't want to get a fucking Trump Bible. I kneel before no man. I don't. So if you're gonna have me literally just fucking, you're gonna go off and say, well, Trump, and Twitter, the fucking MAGAs go after me because on Twitter every time they post an AI pic of him like praying with God or kneeling or something like that. And then they want me to, exactly, Jesus, and then fucking hump. I'm not gonna do it. You are not gonna make me kneel before this fucking man, and then say, well, because I know what's happening. See, it goes back to that other stuff, like I was telling about the left and purposely posting that stuff on Easter, because now he's doing this on purpose to divide the Christians,
right?
Just like he divided the Republican Party. He's gonna say, if you don't believe in me, you don't believe in God, and that's a bad invitation of him, but I can't even tell.
I felt it. It's good.
But what I'm saying though is that no person of the faith kneels before a man. That's why I kind of laugh at the fucking Pope. I laugh at fucking everyone like says whatever, dude. I want to quote a comedian back in the day. If you're knocking on my door telling me about fucking Jesus, you better be Jesus. You better be. I think it was Paul Rodriguez that said that. And you better knock on my door. It's like, my son, and I'll be like, oh shit, Jesus, fuck, you want some coffee?
Talking about those memes.
Yeah, right? He's gonna be looking at this meme. Look, my son, here's what you said back in the day. This is right here back in the year 2024 on this thing called a podcast. Right. You have you have one here about strip clubs, and you have one. Let's see what else. So again, it's that whole freaking, you're not gonna if you're and I talk to some of my Christian friends and say, hey, you're talking about this, seeing God and being saved and all that stuff too. And again, I'm not a heavy Christian, heavy Muslim, heavy Buddhist. I'm not into but my question is that if you talk about being saved, then why aren't you, and talking about idolatry, and you're talking about all this stuff, then why aren't you fucking looking at D. Treasy and his Cheeto ass fucking putting his fucking Bible name, his name on the Bible?
Right.
Could you imagine if you fucking did that to a Quran or the Torah or whatever? Everybody losing their fucking shit. But for some reason, the MAGA movement.
Jesus Christ. If he's deluded enough, or if he thought that'd be great to get in more voters and he made a fucking Trump Quran, like endorsed, I would be so happy. That would be one of the greatest things that could ever happen to me in my lifetime. I would die happy if that happened.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure, and there's an old saying that goes in the world, and in the world that I used to work in, if you thought of it, the enemy thought about it twice.
Yeah.
So if we thought it, we're talking about it right now. We're talking. Yeah. You guarantee there was somebody on D. Treasy's staff going, hey, sir, I think we should do this. That's a good idea. Put it on all Qurans. And then somebody's coming like, dude, you fucking realize what you're doing right now?
Right.
This will be worse than the war. This will be worse than the war in Israel. You know what I mean? You'd be like, what did you just fucking say? I think we should have them on Qurans, on the Torah too, Oh, man.
Huge.
You'd be huge. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, I mean, don't get me wrong. And Baconator, he's in the comments, is like that. A great point, Baconator. I'm glad to see the chats are pretty active tonight.
Yeah.
But I think the same thing goes for the term limits and the age limits. Now we're going to have to choose between two guys that you would not put in a fucking car to drive down to the store to get some fucking groceries. Yeah. You're putting somebody in there who probably needs to get their asses wiped or have to remember to take their fucking meds. And this is what we got.
Yep.
This is what we got right here. Yeah, and I laugh. I fucking laugh. Living rent free. I see everyone bowing to some political idiot. Yeah, that's right, man. Exactly that. They are. Because you say something bad about Trump, you got the MAGAs coming at you. You say something bad about Biden, then you have all the blue-haired, liberal women with the internet connections and their fucking cucks right there next to them. Then the people who like to call Latinos Latinx. So who do we fucking choose? What do we got? Like, I was just thinking, just like how Biden just came in late before the election, he came in like late to one of the campaigning. We talked about this.
Yeah,
is that he came in late. Everyone else was fucking running. Everyone was like sitting there trading barbs on each other in the fucking. That was when the debates were fucking awesome because they were savage to each other and it was fucking great. I loved it. And all of a sudden he fucking comes in late, right? We need a candidate to come in late. We need somebody to come in late. I don't know. Maybe I should just come in my uniform and just wear all my PSYOP gear and just do it and just fucking run for office.
With a ghost T-shirt pulled on top of your uniform.
With my ghost T-shirt on top of it. Well, I'm wearing the House of Chingazos today. The House of Chingazos today. But I'm saying it's like, you think about this. And someone even suggested that I do this. Think about it, Ken. You're a veteran. Rah rah. Support the troops. You've been injured and blah blah blah. Rah rah rah. Support the troops. Yeah, cool. Okay, yeah, cool. But now you're a person of color.
Yeah.
And now you come from an environment to where, and I'm like, bro, I've been married so many fucking times, like fucking. There's 5 fucking courthouses in 5 different states that have the VIP room for me every time I show up to talk to them. No. This is not for a divorce, bro. This is for something else. I'd be like, no, shit. I'm sorry.
Respin that. You just love deeply and passionately.
I'm very passionate about who I love and what I love. Exactly that. Exactly that. Justin from his basement. And come to find out, I think he did come out and say, I was in my basement when I was doing this shit because of COVID. So again, I think it was a bad idea. I did not know there was a trans day of visibility. Literally, I did not know. I mean, no shit. I was not like I legit didn't look it up. And a lot of people didn't know either, but I just think it was a bad coincidence and bad timing. And again, I think they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
To fucking post it up, to make it fun. Well, see, these guys are fucking they're bigots. No, you're kind of like arguing, you're going up against a fucking religion. And the vitriol on the webs has been fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Now, of course, everyone's now saying that. It ignites Republicans. This was no, it didn't. Because I know some Christians that aren't Republicans.
Yeah,
and I know some Christians that really aren't into politics, that don't vote, that like to go off in their own little commune and just live whatever. I don't know any Amish because I don't think they're allowed to have communications or comms, or social media, unless you see that movie. Did you see that TV series on the History Channel or Discovery Channel called Amish Mafia? Did you see
something like that? Yeah. On Rumspringa.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. So the event now, and this is of course citing the what was this, the fucking, I think this is like the Associated Press and fucking MSNBC News, Newsweek. They're all talking about how the Republicans are this. So the International Day of Transgender Day of Visibility was created in 2009. Okay, which I didn't know that either. Oh. So it's about 15 years old, right? There you go. Mm-hmm. So it was just, again, hey, everybody gets their own fucking, because I'm aware, again, groups, African American Month, Hispanic Heritage Month, Asia Pacific Month, Women's Month. Hey, get them months in. I'm just telling you, guys, right now, bros, there's an International Men's Day in November, so keep an eye out.
Also taking a blowjob day at some point.
That's where all the Kens coming together and celebrate on the National Men's Day. But anyways, so everyone now, when they released that statement, of course, this is from Newsweek, saying that this year's event coincided with a heterodox. Here's another thing. With the heterodox Christian Easter Sunday for the first time since 2013. Now, look how that was written, Newsweek. Heterodox. What the fuck are you talking about? It has nothing to do with heterodox. It has to do with Christianity. Now, last week on Sergeant's Time, we were discussing the a lot of the Amish in Kentucky voted in 2020. Remember back in the day, if you do stupid shit, you die, and it was automatic. Sherwin-Williams, yep. I don't know. Baconator with your obscure fucking references, appreciate it. So he was, of course, he was pressed by the reporters, the reportage were pressing the president about this, and he called their speaker thoroughly unperformed, and he didn't do that. And if you look at all the social media's posts, Joe Biden present and proclaim. Now this is ratified. Every March 31st is the trans visibility day now, because now it's been proclaimed, right?
Right.
And so Christianity has changed dramatically over the years. Now churches are LGBT affirming. Go back 20 years, and it was unheard of. I'm gonna tell you what. I know some
small churches, but yeah,
it is an increasing trend, but I think it's a small percentage of it though. But again, I don't have the stats up here, because then people want to argue the stats, and then people are like, oh, well, you know, where are you getting your information? And so the White House press secretary said, "Oh no, this is misinformation. This is done on purpose."
Yeah,
I'm sorry, KJP. It looks like it was on purpose that you posted it on Easter.
Right.
You could have waited. It could have been, like I said before, I'm not saying not to have it. I'm just saying it could have been posted, I don't know, like fucking the last hour of the day or something like that. I know there's some different time zones or something like that where you want to post something on social media. You could have waited. Hey, by the way, you want to celebrate? Or have it on Monday and have a celebration about it. Have a fucking, have a party, have a proclamation. Today I want to announce blah, blah, blah. Every March 31st is the trans day, transgender day of visibility. If it was done with like, now me, I would, I'm not saying I would use the ghost zip zap stuff or psyop stuff, but I think that would have been more, how do I say this? I think it would have been more appropriate. I was going to use some street talk there, but I didn't want to get that.
The optics would have been better. That's for damn sure.
Oh yeah, for sure. It'd been like the next day, and he made it. Hey, look, support the trans community. Blah blah. Had to post it up. Had a party. Had like a dinner. Had the guy who I don't know who exactly who started it up, guy or gal who started it up, and then boop boop. There you go. Heck, welcome. Come out and discuss the day, and this is what it's all about. Trans Day of Visibility. Blah blah blah. That'd been it. That'd have been it.
I think we should just get rid of all fucking holidays and just have a random 3-day weekend every month and just call it good. No, we don't celebrate anybody. We don't talk about shit. Nobody gets recognized. Everybody just gets a 3-day weekend fucking once a month, or just give us all a couple weeks in the summertime.
Ooh, give us when I was growing up, I always thought that was it. I always thought growing up that everybody got summer off. Like when you got out of school. You got out of school like was like the middle of May or something. Like back in the day, it was like the middle of May, and you didn't come back to school till like September 1st after Labor Day.
Yeah, or everybody gets 2 weeks off, and it's rotating based on the first letter of your fucking last name. That's all there is to it. You get 2 weeks off a year, all your holidays. So you might get yours in November. I might get mine in February.
Okay,
and then I recognize my
Happy Captain's has got a good quote in there. National EOD Day, National Explosive Ordnance Disposal Day, is the United States observance held on the first Saturday in May. Don't take it away. See, there's some things that we don't need to be taking.
So I'm just saying,
International Day of Memory.
We just fuck everybody evenly.
International PSYOP Day.
We
okay.
That's it.
Well, then how about we have here's a holiday I think that needs to stick. I think we need to take fucking Columbus Day. Just take it. Just take Columbus Day out. And move that day off and move it to Election Day. Make that a day off. So it's a paid holiday. You got to pay off, and then everyone's got their opportunity to go vote. And that
2 weeks off over election season, so plenty of people have time to take care of their affairs and vote. And
so you have a summer break and a fall break. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's exactly. Let's do a little shit like little bit of European flavor in how we go.
Oh my God, you're German. I mean, like Germans, man. When I was living in Europe, holy shit, bro, it was like fucking. They take a day off for everything.
Yeah.
I go to the post office, and like, oh, don't forget, we'll be closed. We'll be closed. I'm like, oh yeah, what you guys got going on? Oh, we have this today for the holiday for this saying something. I'm like, whoo, man.
Yeah, I just look at it as look at like having kids. They're both arguing over a me shit. It's like, well, guess what? Congratulations, guys. Now neither one of you gets it.
Now neither one of you get extra fries with your fucking Happy Meal. How about that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
exactly. No. Okay. Now potatoes. There's no combat engineer day. Ooh. Yes, because they don't. Yeah, because you know they don't have to work every day. Exactly that, Casper. Europeans. That's another thing too. I was laughing with some of my friends back in the day, and I'm thinking, that's a boondoggle. Well, what do you mean? I like, bro, the only time it's not a fucking boondoggle is when you're in fucking combat, living in the suck. Memories are made in the suck, not in the fucking office. So I guarantee it, if you're fucking going out there, going TDY, and you're going to a place that's a permissive environment, do not touch the German Education Center. That shit is so weird. Oh my God, it's actually a very effective case system, the German education system. My oldest went through some of it, and I tell you what, they cased you. They like, and not everybody's supposed to be the space shuttle builder. Yeah, got it. We know that. And we don't have the. I'm not going to make fun of my German family because that's the white side of my family. Next thing I'm gonna get some fucking phone calls. But again, look. Let's do this fucking election day. Have had a fucking day off. Remove fucking Christopher Columbus from the days off stuff. We still have Martin Luther King. That's you celebrate that. We still have, because look, it's going to be the next drama that's going to count. And I guarantee it is going to be Juneteenth.
Yep.
I think Cinco de Mayo should be a fucking a national holiday, because that one time I did my drunk Cinco de Mayo show and I was wearing my sombrero and stuff. I was singing in Spanish and I was already buzzed when I was doing it. I think there's certain days that have significant to the building of our country and establishing some of the rights of individuals that we should have. We should have Cinco de Mayo. Why? Is because if it had not been for that battle, the Battle of Puebla, then guess what? Then the South would have been able to gain some of their resources to possibly have some decisive victories over the Union. So if it had not been for that battle, because the French was going to supply the fucking South with some stuff, because why? The French wanted that fucking cotton. They wanted to get that fucking cotton.
Yep.
And so,
well, hence my suggestion of just blank blocks, and then you can celebrate whatever you want in your week off from work. I'll celebrate whatever I want in my week off from work, and then nothing else matters.
Okay. So then let's talk about the religion thing. Let's talk about the religious stuff and all this other shit.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
posted something on the main page that we're not going to have. How do I say this? We talked about a little bit, and we talked about beards and stuff like that. Du bist ein groß Mexicano und ganz viel Dankeschön, Peep. We posted while we were talking, and this was while I was talking, not really going through the show, but now it's been posted. Okay. And it is a leader that talked about what is appropriate or whatever to someone's specific religion. Mm-hmm. And there's people in the fucking chat saying it's made up. It's not real. Don't talk about the pagan people. Leave pagans out of this.
Oh, Jesus.
And so where are we in the army to where a colonel sends back to the individuals that are trying to get religious accommodations for their beards? They go ask somebody else. Look, like I said, I was a little bit religious, and I'm not really religious. And you're going to ask me, don't mean asking me about what fucking the catechisms are for fucking going, being a Catholic. Don't ask me what I have to go to be a Presbyterian or Protestant. Don't ask me for them shits. Don't ask me for, because I'm the worst person you can have. I'm not a chaplain. I'm not an ordained minister, pastor, imam, rabbi. I'm none of that. So to ask soldiers to say, you know what? My soldiers want to have a religious accommodation. Let me go ask the guy who's on the staff who says who's a fucking practicing pagan, and let's get some information from him. Mm-hmm. The first thing, I'm recommending disapprove for these. Bam, that was it. Not even consideration, whatever. Yeah. Hey, look, I can find no requirement to pagans to wear a beard of any of the Norse pagan literature online. Do pagan do the and this is just me asking, do the Norse pagan heathen groups, do they have like a central leader? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the with the, like, I don't know, the hierarchy. Again, I'm just like the thing. I'm not going to However, if there's a religious accommodation for it, I think it's got to get sent up to DOD anyways.
I'm sure they have probably leadership within various groups, but it's not structured in the way that like our larger religions are, with like a big guy at the top, you know, like the Pope or in Christianity, each big denomination.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. So it goes to say, we have a long practicing Norse pagan in the brigade who confirms that it is not a requirement, but it's only a tradition. Now look, you know when I got out of the army, you know what somebody told me? Ken, when did you become so Mexican? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, you never really talk about, you know, your heritage or your race and all sorts of stuff. I said, you must have like not served in other units with me, because there's a lot of people that made fun of my background because I was German Mexican. I'm half Mexican, half white, German Irish, blah 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 blah, speaking the lingo and all that stuff in all the languages. I didn't really fucking like again. Yeah, here's my Facebook Ranger tab. Yeah, let me just throw it in your face here with my religion and my race. Yeah, I didn't do that. There's policies in place in the military and in the DOD that I can't do that. I cannot go and stand in front of my formation and say, because the Lord said this. I can't. Nor can I say, because I saw the TV show Vikings, now you must do this. I really can't. I can't. So I would be the last person, the worst person to ask a specific religious thing. Now, you're going to ask somebody who's on the staff who's the long practicing pagan. Now, I don't believe I am the approval authority for this, so mine is just only recommendation. So just passing off where you want. They can pagan until their heathen heart is full without a beard, until and still see Valhalla, not Valhalla, Valhalla. So I laugh my ass off when, like, you cannot talk about. So look, where was this energy? See, and this is probably the guy, and of course I'm gonna jump into another fucking topic here. I'm gonna fucking roll. The same person that probably said you cannot get your vaccination exemption, because he probably said, and I'm just saying, imagine if these soldiers put up a vaccination exemption. For your awareness, I'm recommending disapproval. You must get the vax, because I find no requirements for any Christians or pagans or Satanists or Muslims to not get a vax. Let me just read this in that same term. We have a long practicing vaccination person who confirms that there's not a requirement and it's only a tradition. I believe, now imagine that. So if you're going to fucking sit there and say this, bro, dude, just stop. Just say, okay, look, just pass the packet forward. That's it.
Right.
And I want to know, do the heathens have some sort of representative at the top of the DOD that sits there and says, yep, whatever?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I
I'm just saying you don't. No, because I'm not the arbiter of the pagans. I'm not an arbiter of the Christians, of the Muslims. I don't know what specific practices are there. I talk to my Muslim friends. Hey, is this halal? What does halal mean? Or does this and this? And they tell me. Most people who are religious and you're curious about the religion will be more than happy to tell you, because they practice it. Thanks to that, Spanky. What he said on the line was period. It's like, dude, you're really drawing that fucking line of almost mocking. And the same thing happened with the fucking vax. You're mocking the individuals with their religious preference by putting it. You're just fucking it up, dude. Just stop. Just. I wouldn't even send an email. Packets forwarded. That's it.
Yeah.
Recommend disapproval. That's it. If you didn't fucking feel. But again, for your word, I can find no literature. Do you know there's some religions that are like don't even have anything written? They have stories, and what I know of the Norse mythology, they have sagas. You watch and hear movies, and they do
motherfuckers.
Well, yeah, but you're just kind of like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
If he spent as much energy in his normal job as he's writing this, he probably would be getting out of work on time more often. So the person who thinks they need a flash drive inserted in their ear to practice their religion gets it approved, but we don't have a standard on a religion. Exactly that. So I'm not saying that you should. Well, I will say it. Don't be fucking putting your personal opinion on what you think a religion's supposed to be for anything.
Yeah.
Whether this been a heathen or a Christian or a Muslim. I'm already pissed off at the kiosk situation. No, because it's not a think about it. I mean, and talking to some individuals at Fourth ID and talking to other individuals on there. Look, man, this whole kiosk thing is not accommodating to the soldiers and their religious eating practices. I guarantee the fucking chow's not halal. I guarantee that it's not kosher. I guarantee that there's some sort of preparation for it. I think the soldiers want to fucking eat, and I think the way this kiosk thing rolled out was a fucking disaster to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, just passing along for awareness. They could peg it until the heathen heart is full without a beard. Meanwhile, don't look at your Sikh soldier right there with the beard.
Yeah.
Don't look at your Abrahamic soldier right there with the beard. We got pictures of fucking soldiers that are not in SOF. That which me personally fucking, that's another whole another fucking question. It's like, how do we end up thinking that beards were the fucking soft way of doing stuff? And it's not.
I don't know. I think that a lot of religious accommodation, when you really boil it down, military outside of what they said, in the chat about it, being protected by freedom, religious or freedom to practice religion in the Constitution. But outside of that, really, when you boil it down to the military, it's recruitment and retainment for soldiers offering religious expression. If you're just like, nope, we're all the same here. You can practice your religion when you're not fucking in uniform. We don't give a shit. But otherwise, if you're here, you're clean shaven, you're this and this and that. That wouldn't fly. They wouldn't keep anybody. They would lose so much, as far as manpower and recruitment ability. So I think that's what a lot of that comes down to as well.
Well, is it really going to fucking hurt you? Like for instance, somebody said, is it really going to hurt you to give women soldiers a fucking ponytail? And actually, it doesn't. It doesn't hurt. As a matter of fact, it uplifted and boosted recruitment for women to come in. It actually was an incentive. Like, oh shit, we're gonna take a break right quick because I just realized we're 5 minutes over time, and we'll be right back because we'll be talking about benefits and we'll be talking about women in the force, because now it got me all fired up because I know U.S. Army memes. You were talking about Facebook and Instagram. We're gonna talk about that shit too. But we're not going to be posting any of the pictures that we're getting flagged with because Facebook really tried to hit us last week. So we're going to take a break. And so everyone refill your glasses, charge your coffee mugs or beers or whatever, smoke them if you got them. Hit the head, and we'll be right back. Shouts.
If that's really a thing, and I get authorized to do it once, it's pretty much gonna be me sitting there talking shit, like, constantly.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
All you junkies and TV addicts, don't mean to this, don't mean to bring static. All you Klingons in your grandma's house, grab your backstreet friend and get loud, blowing doors off inches, grab you with the pinches. And no, I didn't retire, I'll snatch you off with the needle nose pliers.
With the evil you never seen before, gliding in the glazes like gold creek in the fucking face. Like a racing with the bass, so not goofy like they're in a haste, so I'm a hip-hop making your night with practice me running that you know. All right.
We'll drive our ships to new land.
son, you better listen. Stuck in your is an electrician, like the scientist. When I'm applying this method of controlling my mind, like Einstein around the Duke of What. Now, hey, nigga, but now what the deal? I didn't know you go for that mass appeal. So I'm calling to Lucci, some my potato. I stole your mic, but you won't see it later. Cause I work magic like a magician. I add up the mathematician of the bank cashier, engineer. I wear cotton and I don't wear shirt. Always sleep
She say I'm an abracadabra. In the whip, I'm gonna cruise past ya. Don't money, don't jump yourself. Put that back on the shelf. Brains blazing, yeah, I phase in. My crew's amazing. We're working on the record, just stick they shit. Just stick they shit. Check it out. What's it all about? We're working out. Let's turn this party out. Check it out. What's it all about?
Now I go by the name of the King Admiral. I don't wear a cup nor a job. I bring the that's beyond bizarre, like Miss Piggy. I am the one with the clientele. You say at rock, you rock so well. I got class like pink champagne. Let's see, ain't got the microphone, the mic goes stale.
Facebook Live. I've never heard of this shit.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
With the last half of the Monday edition, here to shit post and talk shit on everybody. I was gonna do a hilarious fucking April Fool's joke, but I didn't want to.
You decided to pump the brakes on that?
I decided to pump the brakes on it due to the fact that, again, going back to what I was saying about MAGA and their fucking. They like to cry about their fucking First Amendment rights, Second Amendment rights, but as soon as you talk shit about them, they want to fucking throw lawsuits on you and shit for fucking talking shit about them. So freedom of speech only works so far with some of these individuals. So I just was gonna do the prank, which was gonna be basically Alex Jones calling me up, pissed off because he just heard what we said and all that. That would have been too time intensive to do that, and so
it would have been good though.
That would have been good. Yeah. So. But yeah, it would have been too labor intensive to do in such a short time.
Yeah.
That would have been funny.
But really waking up tomorrow and the world still be as it is the biggest April Fool's prank that we could really hope for.
There are a lot of stories right now that could possibly fall into an April Fool's category that it's just now reality. You know what I mean? You're just like, fuck, man. I can't believe this is exactly. But does your TIG touch your ass? Doc Madness, man. What's up, Doc? Hope you're out there doing all right. So, okay. Kind of in a quandary here, but not really in a quandary, but in a dilemma. No, not really. Hey, how could you sit there and say be all you can be when you're going to cut credentialing out of the military? Like you're going to look. What the hell is this? What's this, Maggie? I'll say it. The military has. Maggie's coming there full of fire and fury. Let's see what Maggie's got to say. Yeah, she's angry. Let's see. Hang on. Let's see. I'll say it. Well, let's listen to Maggie what she's got to say. So I'll read it. I'll say it. The military has become a joke. The whole point is to break you down and make you part of a team. The moment I heard they allowed cell phones in basic training, I knew it was going to fail. Or was going downhill. I'm sorry. And here we are. Sorry, this generation is a bunch of pussies. Wow. Damn. Okay. And catering to them is only inspiring them to be shit leaders. Retention sucks because no one wants to follow standards anymore. And if a soldier gets a counseling, they go cry on the internet or mommy. The only people left actually train are these new soldiers are the 1% of the Army. You mean, I think it's the point. I think it's now 0.45%. Guys who've been in before 9/11. The ones who really wanted this life and care about their soldiers. This whole last 4 years has been fucking... Wow. Okay, Maggie. Well, let's just go into that comment right there.
Damn.
Because that's not everything's fucking woke though, dude. That's what pisses me off. It's like, this is woke and that woke. Again, of course, everyone's like saying, oh, so what do you feel about DEI? I already said this before. If the Army would just follow their policies from the begin with, equal opportunity, sexual harassment policies, sexual assault policies, and all that, there would be no need for it. There would be no need for it. So it really pisses me off when someone's like, well, DEI and this, DEI. Man, because, when someone violates something from DEI, just like we've seen before with EO, sexual assault, fraternization, yada, no one's going to enforce shit. You could add more policy on it. It's like, to me, it's like adding fucking leaf form cover sheets on top of a leaf form that's done electronically. Mm-hmm. So that's one portion of it. The whole thing about the allowing cell phones in there, hey, some forces do it actually pretty good. I actually think that that somehow they don't even have, in some places they don't even have cell phones allowed. You turn in your phones with your gear and that's it. That's it. Not everybody has cell phones in their training. So that's another thing too. If they soldier cry, they go on the internet and cry, or they okay. So what was that? Retention sucks and we must follow standard. If the soldier gets a counseling, they go to the internet and or cry on the internet or to me. Okay, all right. So then why are you here? US Army WTF Moments at WTF Nation Radio is the last bastion where a soldier can go to get their leadership to pay attention to what they're not doing correctly. I don't look. There's a lot of mentoring that happens in our inbox. Trust me. There's individuals that are in there that will throw something out, and then we're just like, all right, bam, it's not illegal. He's just an asshole. Next, you know, it's nobody's whining, nobody's whatever. Usually, it's the ones that cry about stuff like that are usually the first ones that are in our inbox asking for assistance after they just said that the military's whatever. So I'm kind of like, I kind of scale up and down on that one. I fell asleep once and I broke the chain. Oh, okay. The biggest divide I've seen before is a video of a private in a squad bay room bathroom asking, "What are you gonna do if you got to poop?" And then the video goes, he said, "Well, you just go. Old school versus new school." Not too many telecom companies will support payphones now. And there's even that's something too. Yeah, no, good job. Yeah, that's right. You know, come to think of it, I don't think I've seen a fucking payphone in like ages.
No.
I don't even think they have payphones. I mean, that's why I don't even think about that stuff.
Yeah. But also, I think people don't think a lot of times that the military, army, it doesn't matter what branch, recruitment, it has to evolve and adapt, right? Because it's not setting the cultural standard for how young people are being raised. And if you want to have a populated armed forces, you've got to work with what you got. And if what you got are a bunch of people, and I'm not saying this is the case, but as an example, that they all have to fucking have a blanket to sleep at night and suck their thumbs because otherwise they'll have insomnia and can't function, and that's the only option you have to recruit, then by God, you're going to be giving fucking kids blankets to suck their thumb with at night so you can get some people in your armed forces. You have to, there's some things as far as troop preparation and things that I know that they have to be there, right? But as far as attracting people, getting them in and keeping them, fucking society changes. And if you don't adapt to that shit, then you're going to have nobody. And that's a shitty fact. Maybe you do have some people that are bigger pussies than you did 50 years ago. But hell, I'm a bigger pussy than my great grandfather was. That's for goddamn sure. Just because I didn't have the same hardship he did.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like hardship based, but what's considered hardship nowadays?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Comparative. That's what I'm saying. But it's all
it's all. And you bring up a good point about adapting to the times. It's like right now, it's that we're trying to grab a demographic to join our military. When then you see social media, everyone likes to blame U.S. Army WTF Moments for this one. Then you see a leader fucking over their soldiers or fucking their soldiers.
Right.
And you say, "I'm not putting my kid in that. Don't join." Yep. Or you see a general who uses his rank and status to make sure that somebody who he used to serve with, who is vying for command, goes through and gets a pass on their commander's assessment program to select him for command. Mm-hmm. We see that. You don't need fucking WTF Moments to fucking see that shit. So it's like you were saying. The catering to of one specific group or another, it's no matter how small that group is. Now look, you want to fucking attract women, you want members of the LGBT community, you want to attract Latinos, blacks, Asians. You want to also attract whites to come in too. You also want to attract different types of walks of life too, because it's a multiracial playing field when it comes to specific backgrounds. I know very successful members of the black community, very successful members of the Latino, and but I also know the opposite end. They're not successful. They're coming from humble beginnings, and that's it. You cater to that. It's got to be a really, really careful, tweaked balance. That individuals, or I should say, not individuals, but the leadership needs to identify instead of being so pigeonholed in the DC fucking drama that happens. Look, you know, there was a couple stories back. One with a USASOC commander goes and visits his high school. Another one where there was another officer that flew into his fucking middle school and shit like that, which is fucking great and stuff like that, right? They're white. I want to see a Latino pilot go fly in Southern California, land at a fucking high school where all the cholos are at, and say, hey, man, this is what you fucking can be if you join the military. This is what I did. I came from where you were at. I used to be just like you. I used to be gangbanging. I used to be wearing my fucking jingle and t-shirts and wearing all my stuff. And now look, I'm now a commander piloting this Black Hawk, and I'm also commanding a group of, a whole group of Black Hawks, a unit of Black Hawks.
Yeah.
Show something like that. That's what, or fly out to their farm areas. Hey, this is why you're serving. This is what you need to do. This is what you, as a matter of fact, you know, there's some, I'll admit it, when I came in the military, way back in WW way back in the day, there were soldiers that were in basic training that had never seen anybody of color. No blacks, no Latinos, and nothing. They just heard about it, right? What better way to have some, you know, to have somebody fly out in a Black Hawk doing cool, badass shit, or SOF or infantry or whatever. Mind your fucking, you know, whatever MOF, whatever. And have them go out to the cornbread kids. Have them out to the farm kids and say, hey, look, this is what you'll be handling. This is what we're in charge of. And by the way, you're going to see a representation of America. And you're going to see what these individuals from different walks of life you'll be serving with. They don't pitch it like that. They pitch it like, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that, and you should be this, and you should be that, fuck everybody else, and you should be that, and this is why you deserve to get this. What? You know, somebody said it earlier, you know, we all bleed green or we all bleed red or, and blah, 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 and all this other stuff, which is like about as fucking cliche as everything else. But
there's also an element of how kids are being brought up. Patriotism and any type of allegiance to God and country, that shit's waning and is thin, if at best, in the majority of younger folks that are coming up. As far as, I don't want to die for this shit. Like, the government's a fucking train wreck. I don't want to deal with it.
Let's go back to everyone shit talking WTF moments. We post mold.
Yep.
We post a moldy. Why the fuck would I want to join? Wait a minute. According to this, it says right here, you know, my dad was in the military. My grandpa was in the military. And it says, you know, I didn't have nothing, but I joined the military and they gave me 3 hots and a cot and they gave me and they gave me a little bit of paycheck. And because I was on jump status, I made an additional $50. When I flew in a B-17 or B-29, I made an additional $125. And this is how I fed. And this is why some of the certain traits that you have of service that carry on the positive side is what the intent is of being a veteran, right?
Yep.
When I joined, they still issued tents. You're damn right. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? What, I can't get no tent?
Yeah. I just can't. Just looking on a large scale, you know, you have to cast a large enough net to get enough people coming in. So whatever standards you do set, that also have to kind of move as society moves, that you filter out enough that you don't get unwanted and whatever. And that's a constantly, I don't like putting the thought into how they have to design and plan and shift all the training programs and recruitment. It's a giant fucking thing. And it has to evolve.
It is. But the thing is that there's leaders involved that want to push for it. And there's leaders involved that fight against it because that's the way, that's old school shit. No, they'll be fine. Just give them a fucking kiosk and close their DFAC down. They'll be all right.
Dude, when my son went to basic, I think I might have told you this on the show, but they had so many fucking kids that were just getting meted out because they'd never been outside kids and they were just getting shin splints and fucking fractures in their ankles and shit.
Well, see, that's the thing too. That's the thing too, is because when I was growing up, we had a PT test. We had a fucking, we had Arnold back in the day talking about the President's Council of Physical. Remember, everybody remembers Arnold. Make sure you do push-ups and make sure you eat right and you do PT and you go out and do this. And the next thing you know, bam, right? But there's also an expectation, and it's also Hollywood's fault too, that they make military training realistic and tough, right? Well, then when we have standards to meet, we immediately start buckling when it comes to allowing people to stay in. Now, look, there's some standards that you just can't fucking fight. Like, for instance, to fly a helicopter, there's specific requirements that you have to have physically
Right.
It's not because they're being dicks. It has nothing to do against DEI or EO.
Right.
It's like you have to function that fucking aircraft. So you have to have good eyes. You can't have bad blood. You can't have a bad heart. You can't have any neurological or psychological. You can't be under any medication or something like that. There's a specific
have less than a 7-inch dick. There are requirements.
Well, I don't know. I know Vietnam pilots, so they got big balls, you know, so they're big balls. So there's standards that you have to do it. Well, if you cater to the whining, it's that scale, it's that delicate balance. If you cater to that fucking whining, then you're going to have helicopter crashes. Then you're going to have individuals that are going to see their leaders going, oh, this motherfucker can't fly a fucking aircraft. I don't want to fly with this thing around here. You know, this is purely just a small percentage of what it is, but there's other standards like driving a tank. Like there's other standards like fucking, what was it? Humping a Joe, which is a artillery term for a round that weighs about 100 pounds. Maggie, I was impressed by it all. I was in the bias pug down many years ago, feeling brag. I love that this is still going and has become more than just jokes. Well, I appreciate it, Maggie. See, we like to have good discussions, and we love open dialogue, and there's no hate. But yeah, were you really? I don't have to look back now. But now that's years ago. God, I'm going up on 15 fucking years at U.S. Army WTF moments too. We're old. U.S. Army WTF moments is almost old enough to join the military, and we still wouldn't tell it to join. Join the Space Force. Anyways, but there's got to be. So here's the thing, and that's where the grievance bullshit comes in. It's like when I came into the military, it was kabam. It was like I saw Full Metal Jacket. My dad took me to fucking movies to go see fucking Full Metal Jacket. We watched all the movies that he had. It just ironically that during the time for Vietnam and stuff like that, you know, my dad was involved in some of those historical battles and shit. So it's like, wow, you know, you were there during the Tet Offensive. You were Oliver Stone was in his unit too, and you were in that unit too, and you just fucking start going into this shit, and then you start saying, okay, there's an expectation, you know, I'm gonna have a fucking, dude, I'm gonna join it. You know what? There might be a drill sergeant that might smack me up if I fuck up, just by watching Full Metal Jacket, just by or watching any other movie that has to do with discipline and seeing, you know, all that. And then as the generation, because mind you now, I went to SOF in my 30s, so everyone else was already kind of young. I was already old at the time. And so when Black Hawk Down came out, oh yeah, I was operators and Delta and Rangers and 160. Everybody wanted to, but everybody knows that there's a fucking standard applied to be in those organizations. Yeah. You can't be a shitbag and be Delta. You can't be a fucking shitbag and go Ranger. Because they do have standards and they weed fuckers out. U.S. Army WTF decades. You know, we were kicking around an idea of having like a big fucking giant party for our 20th anniversary, which would be fucking epic. But yeah, so it's one of those things to where you cannot, like, soldiers that are coming in, if you're going to give them this fucking 3 hots on a cot and then you don't fucking give it to them, or you say, we're going to pay for your college and you don't give it to them, at this point, the soldier's going to be like, then why the fuck am I joining? That call of duty shit, the call to honor, that calling, not everybody has it, man.
No.
Not everybody.
And I think it's getting more rare in general.
Right, exactly. Well, again, and those that did have that calling, those that felt that call to duty, are telling their kids not to fucking join. I got family that see pretty much, you know, hey, what are you talking about tonight, or what are you doing tonight, or how's the show going, or how's things going on, or all or you know, my daughters or, you know, my kids in the house, and they're like, hey, what's going on in the inbox or whatever? Who are you talking to? What's going on? Are you okay? And they, you know, they sense they'll sense a fucking a change in emotion.
Yeah.
What they see in the inbox, they don't want to join.
Yep.
There's a huge fuck that. There's like, ugh.
Well, I think you have that, and you have the guys that are so nostalgic about the time and protective of it. They don't want younger people that they deem as being more soft coming in and ruining their military.
Well, that's it. Well, I think that's a 3 pie type of thing too. There's that pie. The other ones are just straight fucking assholes that think that everything should cater to them. But like, it's like, okay, the story that's just been released right now. The Army is eyeing a dramatic cut to the credentialing assistance program. which is what they call CA. There's tuition assistance and there's credentialing assistance. And next year to curb the cost of what could be the most massive benefit cuts to soldiers in the Army. It was introduced force-wide in 2020 as a complementary benefit to the standard scholarship programs. Instead of intended to be used for colleges, the program gave soldiers like, I don't know, $4,000 a year for civilian credentials. Now, these are the fucking credentials that the Army's complaining that they don't have enough. Like coding, cybersecurity,
CompTIA shit.
CompTIA shit like that. Dude, all the cyber nerds are not going fucking nuts due to the fact that they have, like, wait a minute, some of these organizations budget for that. There's some of these organizations, like you said, CompTIA and stuff like that. Some of them are like, dude, what are you talking? What are you really going to? So when you sit there and say, we're trying to hire cyber warriors, we're trying to hire special operations people, and all this other stuff. Well, to them, the Army thinks special operations is purely SF when there's other fucking tribes involved, which is another fucking complaint of mine.
So they're going to start requesting 3 years of experience before boot camp.
Yeah, exactly that. Well, see, there's also direct commissioning programs, though, that the Army has, specifically in cyber and all that, that would benefit, that you're taking that benefit away. It's almost like your qualifications a year. Imagine if the Army stopped doing ammo budgeting. Why would you need ammo? Well, why do you care about ammo? You don't need to have ammo. You just go and fire once. You'll be good to go, right? You'll be good. So you don't need you need to qualify. The same thing with these credentialing stuff. These cyber guys, they have to maintain these certs. And with the fucking, the way technology is rolling, bro, when I was doing social media stuff and all that stuff for my career field, it has advanced massively that I look at these kids today and I'm just sitting there going, yeah, hell yeah, you get it. Good job.
Dude, and those certs are not fucking cheap. They're expensive. It's like on average $400 to $500 to test.
To test.
Not including any materials or anything.
Exactly. Not including the books, not including the fucking. I know plenty of network engineers. I know plenty of IT and cyber people that they help build US Army W.T.F. But anyways, if you didn't fucking need some of the biggest fucking tech stuff that we have, like IBM, let's just say IBM or Google or something like that. Anything that has to do with that, they will be more than happy to take our troops from us and say, "Here you go. You don't have to worry about 3 cots in a hot. We'll fucking let you work in your house. Here you go. Here's some money.
Here's $150K to start.
Here's $150K to start. As a matter of fact, we're going to send you to these credentialing programs."
Yep.
And so you're kind of like, so then what do I do now? Because like some of these, some of these soldiers, like we have infantrymen, we have Cav Scouts, we have artillerists, we have tank crewmen, that some of them have come into the Army with these credentials already. And hey, they want to change their MOS. They want to change to this. Well, now, me and Spanky were talking about this. Now, if you have an airborne badge and you're a Cav Scout, you're automatically infantry. You're pretty much infantry, like the meme says. So it's like there's an example that Steve Bannon brought up in his article that he wrote up. We're going to post that on the main page. Is that meaning that an infantry may not have able to get the certification in cybersecurity fields, reverting back to an earlier style of the benefit, and that limited benefit will struggle to cover the costs of most quality civilian licensing. So, what are you going to do then when you sit there and say, we want to give you fucking 3 hots and a cot? Sorry, you're not going to get 3 hots. You're going to get a fucking kiosk that if you're lucky to get fucking chow, then you're good to go. Don't forget about cots. What are you talking about? Moldy barracks? Yeah, we'll give you those cots too. And be all you can be with the college or Montgomery GI Bill and credentialing assistance. You're not going to get it. So then now you're now looking at soldiers, or you're looking at a pool of candidates to recruit from to say, you're not going to give me this. You're not going to give me the fucking barracks. You're not going to give me the chow. You're not going to give me whatever is going to come down the fucking road. And you're going to fucking make me do back-to-back fucking rotations to Europe and put Geo 1 on me when there's been families living in Germany for the last 60, 70 years. And now you're telling me that's a good thing? Hang on. I'm trying to figure this out, because then at that point you could say, everyone's talking about, well, the economy is really good and all this stuff, and people just don't want to join because the economy is good, blah, 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 blah. Okay, build back better with the fucking patriotism then. Build back better with your fucking reason on why you should serve. You know, community, serving with dude, I'm gonna tell you what, it almost like we got too big from the GWAT and now are just fucking stumbling like crazy. I guarantee it. If you look at any division size headquarters, they're not running they're not running to their optimum capacity of personnel and equipment. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
But are they calling your pay if you're qualified? Heath, I'm afraid so. I'm afraid that's another That's another fucking credential assistance. Sorry, you're not going to get it. What's the incentive now? Right, exactly that. What is the incentive? It's what we're trying to fucking really avoid is to be. Don't join Army WTF moments. There's already
what we need is another goddamn war to bring everything together.
We need a damn war because if we had a war, this would be no big deal. And fighting wars of wars, right?
Right.
Yeah. So what's up with that?
Imminent threat.
What's up with that? We all get fucking trolled and shit like that for posting videos supporting Ukraine. How come where are all the Red Dawn motherfuckers at? Where are all those guys that kill a commie for mommy?
We were lied to as a kid. I never got to fight Russians in my neighborhood.
Dude, what the fuck, dude? Are you like fighting? See, that's another thing too. It's like we're doing it haphazardly though. We're doing it fucking stupid. We went to one CTC, did a train up, spent some time with the family, did a couple of weekends, and then we invaded Iraq.
Yeah.
And then we did a rotation, came back, got the time off, did your block leave, did all your integration tasks, and then you waited for another CTC rotation. Now, dude, going to a fucking JRTC, NTC, or JMRC, that's a cottage industry now. It's almost like another industry to fucking the defense industry.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're waiting on a country to pop up some resource that we don't have a lot of to kind of piss somebody off and be like, oh fuck, they need democracy. That's kind of what the next step is. There's just no big conflicts going on right now that we can really profit from like we'd like to. That's my theory.
Well, I mean, think about it. That you really just said that every single fucking war that we've been lied to about has come out to be a lie. Has come out to be like right now. Taliban just announced they're going to fucking start beginning their stoning of women and punishment of women in public.
Mm-hmm.
Guys who went to Afghanistan, guys and gals, do you think they fucking felt betrayed a little bit about it? What about the fucking whatever? Exactly that. Catherine's got a good point too. The drug stuff, the drug shit, and also we're not taking it seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know we get so much fucking shit for posting something, but we get so much shit for posting another thing. We never win.
But that's the beauty of what WTF Nation does, right? It's just what it is. It is. Here you go.
Well, we try to do that, but someone tries to get. Okay, so U.S. Army memes. We're glad that you're listening to us and you're checking us out. It's always good to have other meme pages hang out with. But we posted a story on Instagram about the which is still standing on Facebook, about 20th Special Forces Group and the convenient switch out of the Africa Corps patch with the swastika to the Totenkopf, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, whatever. Why did you guys? Hey, what's up, Hots and Cots? Man, you're like, are you like, dude? Are you reading my notes? Because I'm about ready to talk about you too." And so Instagram's a finicky fucking platform because what they do is that if you mass report it and you give it a good reason, they'll fucking hammer you. So one post that we posted, and I'm not going to post it now because now everyone's getting all weird and shit. We posted the 20th SF thing with the Totenkopf palm tree and all this other stuff and all that. It got taken down. It was mass reported. But the comments underneath there, you're like, people just justifying that shit. It's just a skull. So what? It was back in the day, and it's so what? Just a simple. So then I'm like, oh, okay. We got a notification that it was reported and it was extreme. Okay, cool. So we reposted it, but this time we altered it a little bit to not show it to look like dudes hanging out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. It was mass reported again.
Really?
Yeah. And not only was it mass reported, but it also almost killed off the fucking Instagram.
Oh shit.
And, yeah. So it works both ways. If someone doesn't want you to see their fucking dirty laundry, they will do everything in their power. And there's a rumor out. There's 2 commands right now that have people, no shit, set aside to look at who's commenting, to look at who's talking shit, to look at who's making a comment about their organization. As Recruiter Times used to call it, the Watcher. They have Watchers. And legit was fucking just laughing my ass off when I heard somebody say, yeah, man, it's the Watchers. I'm like, what? We got Watchers? Really again? And dude, it's hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. So there's a new meme page, a new page that's coming out. Now, mind you, again, we're specific to the Army. Me being a former SOF guy and you being a former Coast Guard guy, it's hard for us to have any like drill down stuff specifically on where we serve, right? I mean, so you're kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, I'm worthless in this show. I get it. It's fine.
Who watches the Watch Me? Exactly that. The Watchers have Watchers. Thank you. So there's a new page that's out there. It's fairly recent. It first started off as an Instagram meme page, and it was specifically catered to the 82nd Airborne Division. And of course, there are some stories that when they hit our inbox, it doesn't matter what unit it is, we field whatever. And sometimes, we don't want to make sure, we want to make sure that not one unit is getting a whole, I want a preferential treatment, whatever's trending and what we get up there is what we get up there. Right. So it's not like, Eielson Air Force Base with their choking burrito fucking meme that they posted. That was fucking hilarious, right? This one time I looked in the mirror. Yeah. So we post some things and sometimes we'll look at other pages because we follow them too. And somebody brought it to my attention that there's an organization in the 82nd that posted something because of a page called Fancy Fancy Bear. Now, Fancy Fancy Bear is specific towards the 82nd, and it's like legit towards fucking the 82nd. So it's more likely Fort Liberty, right? And there is some drama on that page. There is literally an S2 out there that is grabbing comments and literally like, hey, we need to find out who this is, and whoever's doing this is don't be disrespecting, blah, blah, blah. It's cute. I don't want to say it's cute. It's rather flattering to see that this is the same type of stuff that's been posted on U.S. Army WTF Moments way back in 2010.
Yeah.
And so this is what was posted on Fancy Fancy Bear. These kind of posts tolerating out platoon squad is the second time our soldiers have ended up on Fancy Fancy Bear. The S2 has begun launching investigations. Woo, doggy. Wow. Launching the S2. And people who even like photos making fun. This actually brought tears to some of the older admins' eyes. We're like, oh my God, it's just like how we started. Look at Fancy Fancy Bear. Fancy Fancy Bear. So it was sent to us. And, okay. So this is what you're doing to Fancy Fancy Bear, huh? All right, we got you, boo. We got you.
Yeah.
Of course, any type of page that is flourishing. Of course, we are the WTF Nation. We believe in veteran empowerment and that crossing the bridge to ensure that everyone else gets a feel for it. So if you're not on Facebook or Instagram, and you're not following Fancy Fancy Bear, you should, because we're. Do we want to say we adopted them, or they're like our friends now, or are they family? Well, we shared it, and we said, hey, look, if someone said the Barbara Streisand effect, their followers blew up. When we shared that page, their followership was only like 515. Yeah. And then once we shared that post and we said, everybody, hey, follow Fancy Fancy Bear.
Yeah.
And immediately they blew up to 5.6 thousand followers.
That's fantastic.
And so we are now in talks and discussions with the Fancy Fancy Bear admins to assist them in all of their advocating for the soldiers' need, specifically towards Fort Liberty and the 82nd Airborne. So I just
expected when you first said Fancy Fancy Bear, though. I did picture. It's a misleading name, unless there's something I'm not aware of.
Well, Fancy Bear originally was a virus that the Russians launched out.
Okay.
And so now it's like, but follow Fancy Fancy Bear on Instagram and follow them on the Facebooks. I'm trying to coordinate a link up with some of their admins and stuff like that because they're based out of Fort Liberty. I can't say Fort Bragg anymore. So trying to see if we can get some collaborative efforts in and discuss that. And So stay tuned. You might see some stuff with Fancy Bear coming up that I'm looking forward to help them out. But you don't pick on somebody your own size. Don't pick on these small pages that are coming up that just want, they're just highlighting stuff. That's how, I look, dude, like I said, we felt nostalgic. They're doing the same thing we were doing. They're starting again. This is 82nd, 82nd, more centric and stuff like that. But I just think I think it's great that these small pages they're doing it. Did you ever see the movie Pump Up the Volume with Christian Slater?
Yes.
And I love that fucking movie. It was filmed in one of the high schools near, where I used to grow up and stuff like that. Great fucking movie. What was really cool about that is that the end of the movie, and I'm spoiler alert, this movie came out in the 80s, so if you've not watched it yet, watch Pump Up the Volume with Christian Slater. And it's about him running a radio like this, is doing rogue pirate radio and pissing off the FCC. Great movie and stuff like that. I'm gonna spoil it for you. At the end of the movie, I'm not gonna tell you what happens and all, but at the end of the movie, as the end credits roll, you hear somebody go, "Hey, this is so and so radio. Do you hear me? Hey, this is blah 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 radio. Is anybody out there? Hey, if anybody wants to talk, just let me know." That, like Thulsa Doom said, that is power. That is what we want in the WTF Nation, to grow the tendrils so everybody has a voice within their specific communities. Once I get with the Fancy Bear admins and stop and talk and shoot the shit and all this stuff, I can't wait, because they're, like I said, some collaborative efforts are coming out specifically with the 82nd. I love the 82nd. Family stuff with the 82nd, familial history with the 82nd. So I've supported the 82nd. I graduated from their Jumpmaster course, 82nd. So I love the 82nd. My dad has some friends in the 82nd too. And so one of those things where you're like, you want to help out. So, a lot of drama from them getting with their stuff. So now looking forward to seeing what they're going to do in the future. I'm kind of curious to see what's up. Now let's go back to go ahead. You were saying?
I just said they hit the tingle button of the man that loves the drama. So their voice hit the good ears.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm not saying that I love drama as a side guy, but dude, that's my fucking bread and butter, bro. I fucking, that's like, chisme. In Spanish we say chisme. All the tea, all the drama. Hey, give it to me, baby. I'm like Rick James, bitch. So there's other stories that we post. So go back to the IG stuff. And it's one thing we're learning as the admins is like, once in a while we'll look at a couple of IG posts that we post. And we'll post something to where we're talking about, hey, is this? There are some fucking times there's a post that leads to no insinuation or any other fucking innuendo, but we are legit asking questions. And that's what that's what we use the platform. We're not really saying that. For instance, there was a post that we posted on Instagram, and it was a question that one of the admins have. And no, legit, right? All right, gun bunnies. Is transporting troops with 155 HE in the back good to go? Now, if you guys can't see the picture, there's some 155 HE shell rounds in the back of a soldier of that FMTV with that towed howitzer. Again, some units, it was like not really an argument, but some gun bunnies or artillerists that I know, or lanyard lizards, whatever you want to call them, they say, yeah, it's good to go. Some of them say, no, it's not good to go. So we're like, well, fuck, man, let's fucking just post it. Post fucking question. Let's see what happens. We posted the question, and the next thing you know, the drama came from the fucking comments.
Oh, shit.
The drama came from the comments so bad that our AI that is used to rat out fucking all the, like the bot, some of the bots, we're still working on that with the bots too. We're like flagging us. Like, is this person okay? Or is this person right here? Like, what the fuck they're complaining about? Well, we go to our Instagram feed, and our Instagram feed had individuals saying some of the most craziest shit that you don't see on Facebook. That's why we always say, diversify your platforms.
Right.
Wu-Tang. Diversify them. Because what you're going to see posted on Facebook will normally get screenshotted. We don't give a fuck about some of the screenshots or some of the video or some of the pictures grabbed. We don't care. As long as it's used in a good context, blah, 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 or whatever. Like, say, for instance, that Totenkopf, the 20th SF shit. That was fucking, that image was taken, copied, and just exploded all across the platforms. YouTube, right. Facebook, the web, just the normal internet, like different news sites, and fucking Twitter. So if we were seeing the generational gap, whatever. So if you go to Facebook, that's where you're going to see, that's our legacy page anyway. So you're going to see some people make some comments there. So you'll see somebody, hey, my dad was in the Army, blah, blah, appreciate you got this. The reason why we use that the most is because that was the page that was started, and that's where a lot of the archive stuff. For example, somebody was injured in a vehicle rollover, and I said we could talk about it, in a vehicle rollover, and nobody had proof of said vehicle rollover or the conversation of that vehicle rollover.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they went in the fucking asked us, well, whatever. We did some research, and lo and behold, that individual was able to establish a claim with the VA for his injuries during a vehicle rollover, to include the other individuals that were involved in the vehicle rollover themselves.
Yeah.
So that's why we kind of keep it, kind of like that. Now, let's go over to Twitter. If you guys want to see what Twitter is like, I keep saying, me and Spanky keep saying this, all the leaders, that's where you find them shit talking about you. That's where you're not really sure, or some of them aren't shit. Some of them are like, hey, I love my soldiers, blah, 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 blah. But that's where most of your leaders are talking about you. Good, bad, whatever, indifferent, or that's where you see them, with their messages and stuff like that. It's more of a point-to-point thing than anything else. That's where you see them. Instagram, though, is a fucking train wreck because it's almost like Reddit. It's almost like Reddit with the whining and crying. There are more individuals that I thought we had to bring fucking baby wipes and baby powder for and diapers that I'd ever seen in any fucking platform. And those were the guys that fucking mass reported our fucking posts about the Totenkopf from fucking 20SF.
Yeah.
This post right here on Instagram had so many people crying. This page is going down fucking hill. You guys don't fucking know what it's like. Now, mind you, these are some guys that are fucking like, that are not even in the Army anymore.
Right.
You fucking shitpoke pages and with your fucking blah, blah, blah. Bro, legit. Where are we saying anything? All we said, all right, gun buddies, is transporting troops with 155 HE in the back good to go? It was a question to the audience, and immediately the IG wieners went fucking nuts.
Oh, yeah.
They went fucking and so I'm like, someone's like, let me see fucking, let me look. Matter of fact, let me switch guns here because we can see platforms from different whatever we have the technology. So yes, indubitably. So I as myself, or not as myself, I as the page went and started looking through all the posts and all the comments. Bunch of tattletales. You guys are crybabies. You guys fucking need to understand the Army you're coming from. There are things that you don't know what you're dealing with. Now these are some fucking like, bro, let me go look at your fucking account, neckbeard. Oh yeah, it's locked. It's private.
Yeah.
Some of these guys that are talking specific stuff that that they're in. And so, Puerto Rico aquí. Bienvenidos a W.T.F Nation Radio. Nada de escondidos, bebecitos. Oh, gracias. So yeah, okay. Welcome, Puerto Rico. I bet if you guys posted half the stuff you get sent, the government would put the Space Force in charge. I'm glad you said that, Casper. I'm glad you said that. We do have archives and what we call the okay, is this the results you want? Then yes. Not only would the Space Force be put in charge, but they would be units deactivating because of some of the shit that we get. Now again, we don't sit there and say, oh, we gotta post some of the shit. We really want the processes to happen. There are some commanders that don't know at the 2-star, 3-star level. Some of them, it's their 2 stars acting the fucking fool below a 3-star or opposite, that don't know that there's idiots out there that are fucking doing this in their commands.
Yeah.
They don't even know it. They're like, oh shit, I didn't know that. Well, appreciate it. Hey, thanks a lot, guys.
And we do vet. You guys vet a lot of shit that comes in. Like
sometimes ad nauseum, almost a paralysis analysis, bro.
Yeah.
It's bad. Sometimes we look at something and you're like, fuck, dude. Are we sure we got this? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, then there's another person that sends it in. Oh, there's another person that sent it in. Oh, there's another person that sent it in. All right, we overthinking this? Okay, you used to be a company commander. What do you think? You used to be a first sergeant. What do you think? You used to be a pilot, or you were still a pilot. You're, whatever, because we have a flight detachment.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, you still have this. So what do you have? Well, what do you got? And they're like, oh yeah, this is fucked up. This is fucked up.
Yeah.
We do have a flight detachment. We do have a group of warrant officers / officers that fly, and they are the ones that go over some. Pew, and that's it. So you also post some good stuff that leaders are doing, and too though, and mostly it's just all fun. Yeah, you know what? You're right. We kind of took a little inward look. I'm glad you brought that up, Austin. We kind of made an inward look. We're like, you know what? We're always talking shit about fucking what leaders are fucking doing. We're always talking shit about what fucking, not really talking shit, but we're posting it's like we're posting WTF moments. That's literally the fucking name of the page. We're posting this shit. You know what? There's a fucking leader out there that I'm pretty sure is out there getting it and doing the right thing. And let's just see what happens when we post this.
How dare you post something good? God damn it, Ice.
Yeah, exactly. How dare you? So I'm like, all right, let's fucking see what happens. And next thing you know, we posted one good thing about what the leader did. And holy shit, that thing took off like crazy. My sergeant did this. My company commander did that. My first sergeant looked after me when my wife miscarried. I mean, just so much fucking great stories started coming out of this one post. So the next thing you know, we're just like, all right, let's fucking do it. Let's do when we get a shout out to a company commander that's doing great shit, let's fucking do it. Let's fucking zonk. Exactly. No, we did a post about that, about a senior specialist wanting to zonk out everybody, and then you did a meme for it. So we did just that. We posted that. We posted exactly, let me see, where's it at? Right here. This company commander's fucking right here is one of my guys needed to take emergency leave and wanted to fly out in 6 hours. We had the range the next week, and one of my guys was one of the fires. This isn't the first time the CEO asked the leave to just go direct to him and IPS-A to expedite. He is a great leader and always places the soldiers first. Now, usually, like you were saying about the vetting stuff, we ask, oh, what do you say? Do you got a text? What do you got? And they're like, oh, well, we're, shit. We got this right here. Look. Bam. Here's a company commander. The range is insignificant. This is a verbal go. A verbal good to go on leave. Can he put it in leave in IPS-A with me as his supervisor and none of the BS attachments? So I can just click approve. Now look at even a company commander says all the attachments that he has to submit. Everyone's like, oh, maybe you should fucking ID the commander. Here's another thing too. It's like if there's a commander that just wants to get to the bureaucracy, we're not going to fucking time him out. We're not going to do that. Unless there's specific needs or whatever, we kind of look over it. It'll be a hassle for him, but or we will require him to come into work. We can figure out how to put him on leave in IPS-A without him submitting. Now this right here, this just got posted today with about 4,000 reactions. And we're thinking, holy shit. Hey, wait, what about lethality? Exactly that. Hey, there are some leaders right now that are going to look at this post and going to have some fucking haterade on this.
Oh, yeah. They're
going to be like, this fucking company commander. We got to find out with this company commander. If this is posted on Fancy Bear, fucking the S2 would be going nuts.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So again, it was just a fucking, S1 Circus, they'll just lose it again. It was just an observation that some of the individuals on U.S. Army WTF Moments IG page now, some fucking cry. There's some of them, they're like, hey, yeah, this is cool. I know that guy. He's a good guy. But some other man, fuck, bro. Fucking some cry. Man, goddamn, dude. You were in? Fuck, dude. Glad you're out.
You start throwing some shit on TikTok and see that crowd. That's a whole different animal right there.
With that, yeah, that and Reddit too. That they're fucking, yeah, they're whatever. So, all right. So, fucking housekeeping, man. I'm fucking rambling over and shit. Sorry, bro. Didn't mean to fucking ramble.
Hey, what we're here for.
Yeah, exactly. Ramble. All right. So today you are listening to the Monday edition with myself and Mercy. This is what we got going on. We have, let me see. No, not really that going on. We got Tuesday's Pop Culture Warrior. We have Wednesday with the Smoke Pit. We have Sergeant's Time with myself and Spanky. And then we have a bye week for Friday Night Freedom. So it's kind of like a little bit slow week there. Just wait, Bearded Pagan Space Force. That's right.
Yeah.
The only thing we got going on is a guest on the Monday edition. George Lutz is going to come on. He's going to talk about the Honor and Remember program. You guys, once you see this, you're gonna recognize that. And then of course Friday Night Freedom is always on the is the next bye week's on 12th of April. God, we're already in fucking April, dude.
That's stupid.
we're not off the net. So apparently all of the reports coming in of us are not in there. So that's good shit. It's honestly difficult to deal with the system and the last basis that I've had a soldier who was not on our UIC for 9 months. Holy shit. God dang, dude. 9 months. Damn. Was he even getting paid? Holy shit. That's a lot. So I can't. A spatial door gunner won't. I don't want to join them. Yeah. So make sure you share, like, and follow right now. You're probably listening to us on Twitter, which is, I see all the chats and movements and hearts and stuff in there. Also on 2 Facebook pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. 2 YouTube pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. Make sure you share, like, and follow Fancy Bear. Stay tuned for some stuff like that. And stay tuned for some other collaborative with other veteran military influencers like Grunt Style. Yeah. So shout out to 1st Special Forces Command for not being the center of a radio show for once. Casper, we're just holding back for right now. What are you talking about? First SFC's got some more stuff. We got. There's more soup bubbling that I'm just sitting there. I'm in the kitchen watching the soup being made. Ooh, doggy, man.
Everyone will get a serving when it's
Everybody will get a serving of that shit when it's ready to go. So no. Don't think that's not going to happen, Casper. It's going to happen. So anywho, make sure you share, like, and follow. Make sure you guys, take care of each other and fucking, leave the kids alone when they're fucking trying to do Army shit. You guys notice we do photos of the week, which is your Army. Feel free to take any of those pictures you want for your own propaganda. I mean, your own messaging and media. So if you want to post something like that using one of our posts, don't worry, we're not going to get mad. We're not going to get the ass, whatever. Feel free to take it. As a matter of fact, we just updated one of our, main page updated the cover with one of the photo of the week posters, individuals and stuff like that. So again, feel free to take it. It's your Army in action. So with that, I think that's it.
Yeah.
All right, Mass. Have a good one, everybody. Please
see your beardless pagan hearts in Valhalla.
To your heathen's heart's content. Anyways. Y'all have a good, take it easy.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Sometimes when I look at, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, I think it's WTF Army or something.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
There are many simple things in the world. Shovels. They are all different. Gardening shovel. Unloading shovel. Children's shovel. But there is also a different shovel. We use it when we come to the position. In short time, it helps us dig a trench which saves us from bullets. If a tank will pass over the trench, there is a high probability that it will not cause any harm to the soldier. We dig in the ground, deeper, and then connect the trenches with our friends to the left. In just a few hours, trenches are all connected. When we do not have an axe, we can use a shovel to cut a loaf of bread. A soldier uses a shovel as a paddle, crossing the wide river under enemy fire. If we run out of ammunition, we will use a shovel again, and then we'll move on. And when we get the order to stop, we'll take a shovel again and build around us an impregnable fortress. This fortress is defended by the Army of Ukraine, our army.
The horse, with beauty unsurpassed, strength immeasurable, and grace unlike any other, still remains humble enough to carry a man upon its back. When a service member or first responder takes an oath, he or she has mentally and physically committed themselves with self-sacrifice. From the front lines abroad to the very streets you live on in America, they protect. This oath is non-refundable and it is lifelong. Facing unimaginable dangers and unseen scars, these grounds are a place to recover and face any challenges head-on. As veterans and first responders ourselves, we know that battle all too well. From a simple talk with a friend on horseback to an entire debrief in the barn, this sanctuary has seen recovery take place time and time again. No hour of life is wasted that is spent in a saddle. The way we approach change isn't a new phenomenon. This animal has been with humans over 5,000 years. If you've ever been around a horse for long enough, you'll feel that thing, that electric trust. In that moment, nothing else is in your mind. When they turn into you, it's like the world disappears. We harness that moment to build skills off of. Repurposing requires flexibility, adaptability, and the willingness to challenge assumptions and conventional thinking. This approach can be applied to many areas in life, including business, education, and personal growth. To ride a horse is to fly without wings. This lesson and skills learned at War Horses will help reintegrate back into daily life. You'll learn coping mechanisms, improved communication skills, trust and confidence that will help reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. These tools can be used every day to navigate life and take on many challenges. This may involve practicing mindfulness, setting boundaries, improving communication with loved ones. Transitioning back to society is hard on your own. And when you're at War Horses, you're family. And families solve problems together.